Hi everyone. If it is important to you, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. So, from this thought, we'll get to know that we have to prioritize whatever the thing which we want to achieve. And we should have some commitment over the things which we constantly wanting to. And these excuses are just an obstacle to whatever the achievement we are going to do. We have to overcome the obstacles and we have to find a way or the new better ways to overcome it and get into the things which we have to achieve. Let's start today's session, that is our session 4 on odd man out. That particular concept is entrance corner. Here entrance corner means the previous year questions which have been asked earlier. So we'll move into the questions which might be of difficulty level but we can solve it very easily. We'll move to the next slide. Entrance corner question. We'll go with the first question. The option 1 here, the number of side of an inner figure is the total number of circles outside it. So in the option 1 here, it's a triangle and the outer circles are 3. And in option 2, it's a diamond shaped rhombus, we can say, and the outer circles are 3. And in option 3, there are 4 outer circles and it's a square, so it's a four-sided figure. They are equal. And in option 4, it's a pentagon and outer circles are 5. So from this, we can come to a conclusion that in option 2, there are 3 circles outer and the inner figure is a four-sided. So we can mark this option as an odd when we compare all the other options. We'll move to the next question, that is run in option 1, that is made up of alphabets R, U and N. In the option 2, it's U and R, the same three alphabets, and whereas in option 3, the K is extra, we can say it has been replaced in place of R. And in option 4, it's the same three letters which are from the earlier. So we can mark option 3 as an odd element. Let's move to the next question. Here we can see in option 1, 2 and 3 there are two intersections, whereas in option 4 we can see there are three intersections between the circles. So we can mark this option as an odd option. Let's move to the next question, that is fourth. Here we can see there is a spaced triangle and a plus. The combination of them, when we move in a clockwise direction, the spaced triangle will take the precede the plus symbol. So we can see except figure 2, rest all options are when rotated is same as of the one. So that would be the correct option for question 4. We'll move to the question number 8. Here we can see the lines are near to the corner of oval, whereas in option 2, in near the option 2, we can see it's completely near the center. So we can mark this option as an odd option. So next question is 9. So here we can see the number of side of a triangle is 3 and the arrow marks are 2, whereas a number of sides of a rectangle is 4 and the arrow marks are 4, the same thing. Whereas in option 3, the number of sides of a square we can consider or a rhombus, it's 4 and the number of arrows are 3, whereas in a pentagon there are 5 sides, whereas arrow marks are 4. From this, we can come to a conclusion that in option 2, there is an equal number of sides and arrow mark, whereas in all other three options, the number of sides and arrow marks are one less than the number of sides. So we'll move to the next question, that is 10th. Here we can see all the elements are, I mean, the dots are a circle are adjacent to each other, whereas in option 3, we can see it is diagonal or we can say they are not adjacent to each other. So we can mark this option as an odd element. Let's move to the question number 11. Here we can see all the elements are divided vertically and horizontally. Only the one vertical element division has been happened. So we can mark that option as an odd element, whereas rest all are were horizontally divided. So that option 2 will be the odd element. We'll move to the next questions. Question number 5. Here we can see in option 1, 3 and 4 only one shaded region is seen, whereas in option 2 there are two shaded regions. So from this, we can mark out option 2 as an odd element. We'll move to the next question, that is sixth. Here we can see option 2, 3 and 4. The two figures, same figures are intersecting each other, whereas in option 1 there is no intersection. So we are marking this option as an odd element. We'll move to the next question. So in seventh, we can see the figures, the arrow is facing exactly opposite to the shaded portion, whereas in option 4, the arrow is facing outward. That is the odd option. We can mark this out. Rest all the figures arrow mark is facing inward towards the shaded portion. And next question, in question number 12, we can observe that option 1, 2 and 3 are made up of straight lines, whereas option 4, it's a curved figure, so we can mark this option as an odd element. In question number 13, we can see the lower portions, that is I'll just show you. These portions are made up of curves in all other options. In option 2, we can see it is made up of a two straight lines. So we can mark this option as an odd element. We'll move to next question, that is 14. Here the two adjacent arrows are alternatively changed to opposite directions. So all the options, that is 1, 3 and 4, all the elements are following the same rule, whereas in option 2 we can see here the element is not, I mean, the two adjacent elements are not alternatively changing. So we can mark this option as an odd element. We'll move to the next slide. We'll move to the next question, that is 15. Option 1, 3 and 4 are the same figures, whereas option 2 is different from all the three figures. So I'm marking this as an odd option. Let's move to the next question, that is 16. Here we can see all the figures are same when rotated except option 4. So in this way we can mark this option as an odd element. In question 17, we can see the same pattern of outer linings are followed in option 1, 2 and 3, whereas in option 4 there is a slight difference in the line which has been taken from inner to outer. So that would be a different from all the others. So we are marking this as an odd element. In the question number 18, we can see the same element, that is in 1, 2 and 3 are the same when rotated in different direction, whereas option 4 is different. So I'm marking this option as an odd element. We'll move to the next one, that is question number 23. Here all the elements are the same when rotated in a different direction except the 2, which has also an extra element here. So I'm marking this option as an odd element. In question 24, we can see option 2, 3 and 4 are the same options, whereas option 1 it's very different from, I mean, the division is 8 equal parts and here it's a 6 parts, but we can mark this option as an odd element. Question number 25. Here the number of inner lines we have to count. In option 1, we can see here there are four inner lines. In option 2, there are three inner lines. In option 3, there are five inner lines. In option 4, there are seven inner lines. From this, we can come to a conclusion that except in option 1, rest all the options are having odd number of lines. So we can mark this option as an odd element for the question 25. We'll move to the next question, that is 26. Here we can see it's only one mathematical symbol in each option, whereas in option 4 there are two mathematical symbols. So we can mark this option as an odd element. So we'll move to the next slide. Question number 31. So in this we can see figure 2, 3 and 4 are the same figures when rotated in different directions, whereas figure 1 is different. So we can mark this option as an odd element. Next question is 32. We can see there are two circles, that is a smaller one and a larger one. The circle curve is near the small circle in option 1, 3 and 4, whereas in option 2 the curve is near the bigger circle. So this would be an odd element among all the four. Next one is 33 questions. So here we can see the number of lines, and the first option is 5, and the second option it's 4, and in third it's 5, and in fourth there are 5 inner lines. So from this we can come to a conclusion that the element, the number of lines in option 2 is 4, whereas in all the other options it's 5. So we can mark this option as an odd. We can see here in 34 question, circle is preceding triangle when we move in a clockwise direction. So from this we can get to know that except in option 3, all the options circle is preceding triangle. So we can mark this option as an odd element. Next is 39. Here we can see it's a square or a rhombus. We can consider four-sided quadrilateral, and inner is a triangle. The same thing we can see in option 2, it's a triangle and inner is a triangle. In question option 3, it's a pentagon and inner is a pentagon. And in option 4, it's a trapezium and inner is also a trapezium. So from this, we can come to a conclusion that in option 1, there is no same element inside and the number of side of element is one less. So we can mark this option as an odd element. Question 40. From this, we can get to know that option 1, 2, and 3 are the same element when rotated in a different direction, whereas option 4 is way more very different from all the three options. So we are marking that as an odd element. 41 question. Here we can see there is a curved surface figures in option 1, 3 and 4, whereas in option 2 we can see it's a figure made up of a straight lines. So we can mark that option as an odd element. Question number 42. From here we can see option number 1, 2, 3 has equal number of dots of the total number of sides they have, whereas in option 4 we can see it's a six-sided figure, whereas the dots are 5. So from this we can mark this option as an odd element. Here there is a confusion. See, you should not get confused. All the elements in option 1, 2 and 4 are arranged neatly. The dots are arranged neatly, but the thing is you have to observe the logic, the other logic, that is three dots and three sides, and here four dots and four sides. It's a five sides and five dots, whereas here it's six sides but only five dots. So we have to go with logic, not with the lookings here. Sometimes the in question 35, we can see this dot is preceding the shaded part. In the same also, in the second option also dot is preceding the shaded part. In third, the same thing, the shaded part is succeeding this dot. Whereas in this option 4, we can see the shaded part is preceding the dot. So this can be an option which is an odd. So next question is 36. We can see here there are in question 36, there are two lines which divides the figures into two equal parts in option number 1 and in option 2 and option 3. Whereas in in option 4. Whereas in option 3, we can see there are three lines which are dividing the triangle into two equal parts. So we can, four equal parts. So we can mark this option as an odd option when we compare to all other, because in all other there are only two lines required to cut them into four equal parts, whereas in this there is a requirement of three lines to make it into four equal parts. Next question is 37. Here we can see all the elements in option 1, 3 and 4 are made up of a straight lines, whereas in option 2 it is made up of a circle, that is a curved line. So we can mark that option as an odd element. We'll move to the next question, that is, so we can see in the question 38, it's a circle, square, triangle and a rhombus. Here option 2, 3 and 4 are made up of a straight lines, whereas option 1 it is made up of a circle. It's a curved line, so we can mark that option as an odd element. Question number 43. Here we can see the inner elements are same in option 1, 2 and 4, whereas in option 3 the inner element it's a triangle and it's different from the outer element. So we can mark that option as an odd element. We'll move to the next question, that is 44. In this, option 1, 3 and 4 are the same when rotated, or we can also say it as all the arrows are facing inwards, whereas in option 2, arrows are facing outwards. So we can mark this option as an odd option. We'll move to the next question, that is 45. Here, all the options are three tiered. So we can see one element, upper element and lower element, and the lower element. So the difference is a lot. I mean, they keep on changing, increasing a lot, a bit. Whereas in option 2, all the three elements are same. In option 3, it's bit increasing from one after the other. In option 4, it's the same thing. So from this we can come to a conclusion that except in option 2, rest all the lower elements are quite increasing, so we can mark option 2 as an odd element. Let's move to the last question of this session, that is 46th. Here all the options, that is option 1, 2 and 4, are quadrilaters, whereas option 3, that's a triangle, which is a three-sided figure, whereas rest all is a four-sided figure. So in this way, we can mark this option as an odd element. These questions, which are from entrance corner, are a bit tough compared to others, but it is easy when we understand the concepts. It's easy. So the more practice we do, the more easier the questions will get to us. So after these many practicing these many questions, I am now confident that you guys can do odd man out questions very easily. So we'll see. I'll be giving. So I already mentioned in the last video there is something interesting happening. So I'll be sharing a Google form in this video description. So go through that Google form, and I'll be sharing all the PDFs also, required PDFs. I want that Google form to be filled. It's about the questions. I'll be giving some quiz type of question. You can solve it. I'll get to know those who are interested, and I'll be giving such type of questions every week, such that I'll enhance your knowledge somewhat. And I want you guys to be very more interested in this type of concepts. And we'll finish all the concepts before the next year. So this would be the end of odd man out sessions. I'll be coming up with a new sessions in the mental ability. After 2 more weeks, we'll form like a first we'll start with mental ability, then arithmetic, and then we'll go with English. So if we go with the same subject, it might feel make you feel boring. So we'll just move with alternating. Let's hope for best. And thank you so much for watching this session. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.